Hello, I'm Sandra and this is my video that I made from my walk around the lake on the 16th of June 2021. I started at about 3 p.m. and I ended at about 4:30 p.m. and it was 2.5 kilometres or 1.7 miles. I do hope you enjoy all the birds and other wildlife that I've managed to photograph along this walk. There are dozens of tiny birds that dart all over the lake surface and dip down towards the water, and they're just constantly on the go, buzzing around the lake. I was so excited to get this photo of a willie wagtail up so close. I've been trying to photograph a willie wagtail for a decade or more. In the next photo of a duck, you'll see on the left-hand side of the screen a tortoise just coming into view. Another willie wagtail. They flit around so fast, it's just so difficult to get a picture. And I got a few today. That's fantastic. This swamp hen was confusing. It seemed to want to be very close to me. It followed me. It stood in my shadow. Look how close it is to me. So I got a few photos. Eventually, I think I decided that it was probably expecting to be fed. But I don't feed the wild birds. I was sure any food I might be able to give it would probably make it sick. So it wandered on and it was pecking at the grass. Don't know what it was finding. It was either grass seeds or grass or small insects, whatever it could eat, I suppose. I was so happy to see a spoonbill here eating, foraging for food in the lake. The last time I photographed a spoonbill was about 15 years ago, when there was a great worry that we wouldn't see them here anymore because of the draining of the wetlands in Asia, which they rely on their journey to Australia each year. But here we've got one, or maybe two, in this lake right now. I hope they keep on coming. That sculpture of the birds, which is covered in little birds, including a few willie wagtails and some little wrens, I think. Some more willie wagtails. It was a day for willie wagtails, I think. That's a few weeds that I'm sure feed some sort of creatures. There's a magpie. I was a bit worried about seeing magpies. And that's the only little fairy wren that I came across. I still haven't had a photo of the male, the beautiful bright blue and black male. This lizard, well, I saw another one of them. There's lots of them around, but the other one I saw was swimming and you'll see it later on in the video. So when you see the lizard swimming, that's the sort of lizard that was swimming. That's the swamp hen. I think it had a bit of grass stuck in its foot. That duck was just relaxing, and it saw me coming and it thought it might have to shift, but it didn't. Don't know what sort of little bird that is. That's a coot. Didn't get many photos of coots today. There are lots of swamp hens around. That's the dragon fountain. It wasn't working. It's got birds on it as well. There's cormorants in the foreground and another spoonbill off in the background there. The water lilies are flowering. That's what they're eating, I think. Those various plants. And I found the egret. It was down near the weir, and I sat on a seat and had a little rest, and the egret just stayed there, and this was behind the seat. So I turned around and there's a pair of magpies there. Looks like a parent and a young one. The young one's on the left. I was a bit worried I might get swooped. The parent was looking at me angrily, but I ignored it, and it decided that I wasn't a danger, and I didn't get swooped. There's a couple of crows. They're building an exercise facility there for people to use. It's not quite finished yet. These three birds were having a bit of a battle between them, and eventually there was only two. There's the one they evicted. At least I got a nice shot of it. And there's the egret on the rock now. You'll see it again shortly as I walk across the little bridge and come at it from behind in the weir. Here's the pigeon, still walking. And there were plenty of swamp hens around. That's Banksia. That's pretty much how that one is. That's its flower. But there are hundreds or maybe even thousands of varieties of Banksias here, and there was just this one growing near the lake. I think I've actually got that one growing in my own yard. Here's the egret still. It's fishing. I didn't see it catch anything, but I saw it change its position a few times. I was trying to get a photo of every move it made, but mostly it just stood absolutely still. There's a grevillea flower. The parrots love to eat the grevilleas, full of nectar. Any nectar-eating birds or insects love the grevillea flowers. So that's the weir, and you'll see a little cross coming up on the right. In a minute, there it is. That's the cross I drew. That's where the egret is. It's just down below that rock. There's a duck and a coot. And a close-up of the duck. There it is. I've walked up now to the other side of the weir, and we can get the egret from behind. The seat I was sitting on was just above those rocks. It's out of the picture. The weir wasn't running today. Apparently they pump the water from the lake and around, and it flows back through that weir. It keeps it fresh and aerated, because this is a man-made lake. It's not natural, and they've got to do maintenance on it all the time to keep it clean and nice for the birds. Plus, people tend to throw bread into the water to feed some of the water birds, and it doesn't do the birds any good, and it makes the water unpleasant. There's the pelican. It came back. There's a cormorant there. It was fairly close to that one, and as a coot or a swamp hen was there too. There's that cormorant. Another spoonbill. I'm pretty sure there was 2 spoonbills at the lake. This is the second one. It was quite a distance from the other one. Just a few birds enjoying the lake. They were so noisy this day. Birds were squawking and screeching at each other. It was mainly all really low sounds. Ducks quacking, and the swamp hens were yelling at each other. They had all sorts of different vocalizations. That's the pelican sitting up on a drum now. I think that's the filtration system, or part of the filtration system for the lake. See the spoonbill across on the grass? That is the first one I saw. I walked all along there earlier. There's the pelican and the cormorants and the spoonbill on the rock now near the grass. And that's that same spoonbill, and there's a cormorant up there a bit, sunning itself. And there's a picture with the pelican, the spoonbill and the cormorant all in the same shot. I wanted to make sure I got a picture of all of them by the look of it. That pelican just was standing like that. It wasn't letting me see its full body shape. It was preening itself, I'd suspect. I think that's a few coots there. Just a view of the lake. Oh look, the egret was flying past and I just managed to get a snap of it. That's a stage area down there with the blue sails, another type of grevillea flower. I would have gone searching for the little blue fairy wren male, but my feet were so sore from my shoes, I just wanted to get back to the car. Quite a way to walk yet though. They are the ibis, they're returning home. They tend to nest or sleep on the trees, or in the trees on the bird island there. I think they've only arrived at the lake a few years ago. There's the lizard swimming. Told you there was a lizard swimming. What are they, coots or swamp hens? I had difficulty telling from a distance. Ibis and pelicans, that's the island in the middle of the lake. If you saw my first video, I was sitting there watching some little crested pigeons, and that's the same spot that I'm sitting on at the moment, taking photos of the ibis and the pelican on the island. Just keep walking around. There's some ducks, and I get different views of the pelican and the ibis as I go. I liked the reflection of that tree, so I finally got it in properly. And we've got some more pictures of the pelicans and the ibis, and a few little ducks and other birds swimming around there with them. I actually think I spotted a plover at one point. I'm not sure if it was. I might have been imagining things. I can't see one in the photos. That's just a tree. There's no birds in that one that I could see. And another tree. And some more greenery. And there's probably a coot, I think. And some ducks. Now these ducks were swimming along quite quickly, and they were heading the same direction I was heading in. And then I saw another pair of ducks swimming the other direction towards me. And these are the first two, and that's the second two. And I was wondering if I'd get a picture of them as they crossed, and I did. It just fitted in the screen too. Look at that. And that's the end. I walked for about an hour and a half and surprised myself because I felt really good at the end, even though I'm sure I got a few blisters from my shoes. I hope you've enjoyed the video, and if you're watching it on YouTube, it would be greatly appreciated if you could give it a like, and if you would like to see more of them, because I'm going to be making lots more, perhaps you could subscribe if you haven't already subscribed, and click the bell icon to make sure you get notified whenever I post a new video. And that's a random swamp hen just walking along, ignoring me. Maybe it's got one eye on me, ready to escape in case it feels it needs to. So bye-bye for now, and thank you for watching.